Welcome to our video on ending emotional suffering. Have you ever felt stuck in a cycle of emotional pain? Do you find yourself wondering if there's a way out of the constant struggle with difficult feelings? If so, you're not alone. Emotional suffering is a common human experience, but it doesn't have to be a permanent state. In this video, we'll explore practical ways to break free from emotional pain and move towards a more peaceful, fulfilling life. Emotional suffering is a complex issue that affects people from all walks of life. It can manifest in various forms, such as anxiety, depression, anger, or a general sense of dissatisfaction with life. These feelings can be overwhelming and may seem impossible to escape, but the good news is that there are effective strategies to manage and ultimately overcome emotional suffering. To begin our journey towards emotional freedom, it's crucial to understand what emotional suffering really is. At its core, emotional suffering is a state of persistent psychological distress. It's more than just experiencing negative emotions. It's feeling trapped by them, unable to find relief or see a way forward. This suffering can be triggered by external events, internal thought patterns, or a combination of both. Many people experience emotional suffering due to past traumas, difficult life circumstances, or ingrained negative beliefs about themselves and the world. These factors can create a cycle of pain that feels endless. However, recognizing this cycle is the first step towards breaking it. The impact of emotional suffering on daily life cannot be overstated. It affects every aspect of our existence, from our relationships to our work performance and overall well-being. When we're caught in the grip of emotional pain, it can be challenging to connect with others, focus on tasks, or find joy in activities we once loved. This pervasive influence makes it all the more important to address emotional suffering head-on. One of the key aspects of dealing with emotional suffering is recognizing the patterns that perpetuate it. These patterns often involve negative self-talk, catastrophizing, or ruminating on past events. By becoming aware of these thought patterns, we can start to challenge and change them. For instance, you might notice that you tend to blame yourself for things that go wrong, even when they're not your fault. Or perhaps you find yourself constantly worrying about future events, creating anxiety about things that haven't even happened yet. Recognizing these patterns is powerful because it allows you to pause and question whether these thoughts are helpful or accurate. The role of mindset in emotional suffering cannot be overstated. Our thoughts shape our emotional experiences in profound ways. If we constantly tell ourselves that we're not good enough or that the world is a threatening place, we're likely to experience more emotional pain. On the other hand, if we can cultivate a more balanced and compassionate mindset, we can significantly reduce our suffering. This doesn't mean ignoring real problems or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it's about learning to view situations in a more balanced way. It's about recognizing that while challenges and setbacks are a part of life, they don't define us or determine our worth. One powerful technique for changing our mindset is reframing. This involves looking at situations from different perspectives to find more helpful ways of thinking about them. For example, instead of seeing a mistake as proof of your inadequacy, you might view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Now let's explore some practical techniques for finding relief from emotional suffering. One powerful approach is mindfulness. This involves learning to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. By practicing mindfulness, you can create some space between yourself and your emotional pain, allowing you to respond to it more skillfully. Another helpful technique is deep breathing. When we're in emotional distress, our breathing often becomes shallow and rapid. By consciously slowing and deepening our breath, we can activate our body's relaxation response, helping to calm our emotions. Physical exercise is also a powerful tool for managing emotional suffering. Regular physical activity releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Even a short walk or a few minutes of stretching can help shift your emotional state. Journaling is another effective strategy. Writing about your thoughts and feelings can help you process them more effectively. It can also help you identify patterns in your emotional experiences and track your progress over time. Remember, the key to making these techniques effective is consistency. It's not about perfectly implementing them every time, but about making them a regular part of your life. Over time, these practices can significantly reduce your emotional suffering and increase your overall well-being. Self-compassion is a crucial component in ending emotional suffering. Many of us are our own harshest critics, constantly berating ourselves for our perceived flaws and mistakes. This self-criticism only adds to our emotional pain. Learning to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding can make a profound difference in our emotional well-being. Practicing self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a good friend. It means acknowledging that everyone makes mistakes and experiences difficulties, and that these challenges don't make you any less worthy of love and respect. Self-compassionate behaviors might include speaking to yourself in a gentle, supportive way, taking care of your physical and emotional needs, and forgiving yourself for past mistakes. It's about recognizing your own humanity and treating yourself with care and respect. Building emotional resilience is another key factor in overcoming emotional suffering. Emotional resilience is the ability to adapt to stressful situations and bounce back from adversity. It's not about avoiding difficult emotions, but about developing the strength to navigate them effectively. There are several strategies you can use to build emotional resilience. One is to cultivate a growth mindset, the belief that you can develop and improve your abilities through effort and learning. This mindset helps you see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Another strategy is to build a strong support network. Having people you can turn to in times of need provides a crucial buffer against emotional suffering. This might include friends, family members, or mental health professionals. Developing problem-solving skills is also important for building resilience. When you're faced with a challenge, try to approach it systematically. Break it down into smaller, manageable parts and focus on what you can control. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to build resilience. By regularly acknowledging the good things in your life, you can shift your focus away from negative experiences and build a more positive outlook. While self-help strategies are valuable, it's important to recognize when you need additional support. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it's a courageous step towards healing. There are many forms of support available, from talking to trusted friends or family members to seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor. Professional mental health support can provide you with specialized tools and techniques for managing emotional suffering. A therapist can help you uncover the root causes of your emotional pain, work through past traumas, and develop more effective coping strategies. Support groups can also be incredibly helpful. Connecting with others who are going through similar experiences can provide a sense of community and validation. It can also be a source of practical advice and coping strategies. There's no shame in asking for help. Everyone needs support at times, and reaching out is a sign of strength and self-awareness. Creating a personal action plan is an important step in your journey to end emotional suffering. This plan should be tailored to your specific needs and circumstances. Start by identifying your main sources of emotional pain and the patterns that perpetuate them. Next, choose a few strategies from those we've discussed that resonate with you. Maybe you want to start a daily mindfulness practice, or perhaps you want to focus on building your support network. Whatever you choose, make sure your goals are specific, measurable, and achievable. Remember to start small. Trying to change everything at once can be overwhelming and counterproductive. Instead, focus on making 1 or 2 small changes and build from there. Celebrate your progress along the way, no matter how small it might seem. It's important to understand that ending emotional suffering is an ongoing process. It's not about reaching a state of permanent happiness or never experiencing negative emotions again. Rather, it's about developing the skills and resilience to navigate life's ups and downs more effectively. Be patient with yourself as you work through this process. There will likely be setbacks along the way, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, learning and growing from each experience. That every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Each time you practice self-compassion, each time you challenge a negative thought pattern, each time you reach out for support, you're moving towards greater emotional freedom. While emotional suffering is a common human experience, it doesn't have to define your life. By understanding the nature of emotional pain, recognizing harmful patterns, changing your mindset, practicing self-compassion, building resilience, seeking support when needed, and consistently applying helpful strategies, you can significantly reduce your emotional suffering and move towards a more peaceful, fulfilling life. Remember, you have the power to change your emotional landscape. It may not happen overnight, but with patience, persistence, and self-compassion, you can create lasting change. You deserve to live a life free from the grip of constant emotional pain. As you move forward from this video, take a moment to reflect on what you've learned. What resonated with you most? What's one small step you can take today towards reducing your emotional suffering? Remember, every journey begins with a single step. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of ending emotional suffering. We hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Remember, you're not alone in this journey, and there is always hope for positive change. Take care of yourself, be patient with your progress, and keep moving forward. Your future self will thank you for the effort you're making today.